Hey everybody, Vicky here. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited because this is like take number 4 to get the amazing Jay Diamond on with me today. Talk about commitment and perseverance, right?
Yes.
Oh my word. Technical difficulties today. Wow. But I am so glad that you're here. Thank you for being on and being so persistent and not giving up. Oh
Nice
my
to
gosh.
see you.
Yeah, so I wanted to share with everybody and talk with everybody about you and your amazing book and how that all became to be and like all the stuff that's been happening since then. So let's do a little bit of a little intro on Jay. Tell everybody who you are in the world because not everybody knows, even though they should know who you are. Not everybody knows who you are. And while you do that, I'm going to share my video out a couple places, make sure people who jumped on before know that we're on again.
So I'm Jay Diamond. I'm a love and intimacy coach, and I help stuck singles find their soulmate and struggling couples get juicy and reconnected again. My superpower is helping abuse survivors, and that's what my book Abuse to Abundance is all about. It's for adult survivors of sexual, emotional, or physical abuse, and it's been doing really, really well. And yeah, it's been an incredibly exciting year for me. I'm a little bit poorly today, so if I start coughing, you must excuse me.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
But it's all good, you know. I feel like this year has been one of the best years ever for me. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's go all the way back. Like, gosh, we met, it was a little over a year ago at an event, Lisa Nichols' event. And then you were like, I want to write my book in 2018. Tell me, because people usually have stuff that they have to get over in order to make their book a priority and commit to it. So what made you say, this is the year of my book, I'm committed, I'm going to do this no matter what?
That's a good question. Thank you. There's a couple of things actually with that. The first one is that I'd been writing the book in quite a different way. So I knew that I wanted it to be around like not very non-traditional methods to overcome abuse. I knew that's what I really wanted it to be about because that was my journey, that was my experience. I had some incredible healing experiences that have completely changed my life, and I really wanted to share that with people and let them know what's possible. And I'd been working on that probably on and off for about 2 years, and I wasn't quite sure. I knew kind of what I wanted to say, wasn't quite sure how to do it. And I was just, writing, getting things down on paper. And I realized that this process had been going on for a long time now. As a creative person, I'm an ideas person. So that means I have a very creative brain that says, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. And that's often what I was doing. But what would happen is none of those things would get finished, or few of those things would get finished, but not all of them. And I really knew that in order for me to have that book finished, I had to make a commitment and stick to the commitment no matter what, and do whatever it took to finish the book. Otherwise, I'd still be working on it now. So basically, it took like I got sick of myself. I got bored of myself, for one. Two, I had a refresher of how strong that I wanted to put that message out into the world and how many people it would help. And the book already has helped hundreds and thousands of people, which is incredible, and give them hope, which is, I had to take myself out of the equation and look at, I'm here to serve. Like, why is this in my heart? I kind of felt like I got past the point of it being a vanity book. Okay, I want to write this, and I'm a really great writer, and I've got these great stories, into what is the strongest way that I can serve people with this book.
So,
and that's when I contacted you.
Yeah, I know I've heard this story before about, I've been writing it, it just hasn't come together, that kind of thing. But was there like something that happened that all of a sudden, other than I got sick of myself, was there something that like made you get that sick of yourself about not having it done that triggered it is happening now?
Yeah. So the Lisa Nicholas conference, the second one. So we met at the first one, I think. Actually, I don't even know. It's all such a blur between the first one and the second one. But I know there was it was the first one. So I know there was the point in that conference where I knew that I'd been dancing around for years. That I'd always been working with clients around sexual abuse. Anyway, I'd been doing that for 20 years. But because I could do lots of different things, I didn't really tell people that's what I did. I just did it quietly. And then people would, shift and then go on with their lives. But in that conference, I really got that that's my dharma, which means life purpose. And my purpose is here to raise the consciousness around sexuality, to open the shadow, to open the conversation around abuse for abuse survivors. And I was dancing around doing it. And so all the fear and the procrastination was wrapped up in all of that. And so when I could really clearly see, oh, okay, that's my biggest soul purpose and my biggest fear. And I just thought, well, I'm just going to have to do it.
So once you got started and you were in the program, hey, Phil, were there any surprises along the way?
Any surprises? I don't know if I feel like there were surprises. I think having a coach was essential because I even got to a certain point where I remember you saying to me, okay, this is how long we've got left. What do you want to do? And I'm like, finish my book, of course. and you were like, well, do you want to set a deadline and do that? And then, so I guess in terms of a surprise, I had to drop everything and make that my sole priority for those that next sort of 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I was absolutely determined to finish that and get it to the editor. And that's what I did. I dropped everything to make it happen. But I guess that was a bit of a surprise. That's what I had to do because I was working on it, but I wasn't giving it what I really needed to give it.
Yeah. I like how you rolled your eyes at yourself. I remember when you were writing your stories, like the stories that you have in your book are very, very personal. Like some of the most personal moments I've ever had any of my clients write about in their life. How did that feel to have those stories out?
Really scary. And I remember having sort of sitting there with like, what do I tell this story? And we're going through the process of why am I sharing this? I had to really look at, because some of the book isn't written in a way that's going to trigger people. It's not a horror story or anything like that. It's also very honest, very emotionally honest, and very honest about some of the situations that I experienced, how I felt about my body. And in order for people to understand why I had such a bad relationship with my body, I had to explain some of the reasons around that. And I can even feel a little bit of that fear that comes up in my body, it's like, oh, am I really going to let people know this about me? Yet, what I understand is that's not my shame to carry. And so while I carry the story of that must be hidden, then I carry this story of shame that must be hidden. Well, I was a kid, so what is there anything for me to be ashamed of except for this is the human that I am now? And what I understood is that with that level of honesty, it creates a container for people to heal. It creates a container for people to tell the truth. It creates a container for people to say, oh my God, that's happened to me and I thought I'd never get over it, and perhaps I can. And I had to show by example. It's as a healer and as a coach, it's not for me just to tell people, oh, don't you feel bad about that anymore? You should feel okay. If I can't do it myself, I have no business trying to tell people to shift and evolve and heal when I'm not able to go to that level of transparency in my own being. So yeah, I was scared and literally I was sweating, like physically sweating. And then I moved through that to a point of like, there but for the grace of God go I.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be all right. And it was. Actually, nobody ever said anything bad about it. There was no negative reaction. The only reactions I got was, oh my God, thank you for your honesty. this whole book is like a mini workshop. I'm so inspired. I'm using the practices. This, people contacting me, telling me that they've healed their relationship with their father for the first time in their life. Like, it was nuts. Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I hear that a lot. Like, we all get scared. Like, even I do. Like, seriously, 10 books in, and I still sit there sweating with the little yellow button that should not be very intimidating, right? That's like, hit publish so it can go live. And it's like, what? Am I really doing that? Am I really sharing this story? Am I really going to tell people that? What if, what if, what if? And I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember it was either the day before or the day of when you were publishing and you were getting ready to release and launch your book? Do you remember that? Where you were like, maybe I'm not going to do this after all. Do you remember that?
No. Crazy.
You blocked it out.
Yeah, probably.
I remember it was just, it was right around that time frame. I don't know if you had already hit publish on it and you were like, how do I undo this? Maybe I need to undo this. And I was like, what are you talking about? You worked all this time. It's such a marvelous book. And you're saying, what? You're going to undo it? You can't undo it.
It's really interesting. There's a lot of fear that comes up because it's quite confronting of like to be that vulnerable and open. Yeah, it's like that's also the quest that I was on, is to be open and honest and truthful. But the reality of actually seeing it can feel a bit scary, and I guess that's the thing about feeling the fear and doing it anyway, isn't it? And having someone who's going to prod you and go, I don't think so. You've not come this far to give up now.
So did you end up telling more in your stories than you thought you ever would?
I think there's one story in particular that I didn't know I was going to share.
Yeah.
But I am quite an open person anyway. But even within that, there were some things that was a stretch for me. And I'm a very open person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it maybe once or twice, but not like to be honest, the most of it I was comfortable. Yeah. There was the bits where I was really uncomfortable.
Allison says, and hey, Allison, she says, how quickly we forget the fear when we push through and replace it with juicy feels.
Yes.
So true. It's like when you have a baby and you go through all those labor pains, and in the midst, you're like, I'm never doing this again. And then you see the baby and you're like, oh, and a little while later you forget and you're like, maybe I'll have another one. Right? Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Like that, that day, straight to bestseller. It was just like, and it all just happened so quickly, and I have no time to worry about anything after that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember. How did you celebrate that?
How did I celebrate? I think I drank champagne.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, so after your book was out and people started giving you feedback, because I saw all the feedback coming back on your social media, right? And all the people going, oh my gosh, I had no idea. I had no idea. It's like, what happened for you personally, for your business and all that after the book came out? And were there, I'm going to say it again, were there any surprises after that?
I think with the book, it's been like, I don't know if you call it like a slow burn or a fast burn. It's like everything's sped up massively this year for me. And even with my work, I'm shifting my work. I'm still working with abuse survivors, and I'm working. Sorry, I'm a bit poorly. I'm working with this dating and intimacy, and I've been nominated for best dating coach.
Yay!
And I go to Miami in January for that.
Yay!
So it's really exciting. I don't really know if there've been any big surprises, but I think because people understood more about me, who I am and what I do, then they want to talk to me. They want to find out more about the work that I do. And of course, then people are tagging me. If someone's got questions about stuff on Facebook, they'll tag me. And that's how you get new clients. And that is how I've been getting, that's how new clients have come, through that recommendation.
Yeah. So do you,
Well, oh, a lie. Sorry, I take it back. Sorry.
what?
That Fox and NBC picked it up. That was a surprise.
Ah, yes. That was amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The press release and everything that came with that. And what about, like, do you feel like you look at yourself even differently? Because I know that other people are looking at you differently. Like, that's not a question. How do you
So
feel about yourself now?
for me, I feel like, I always feel like I've got work to do. For me, the book's a beginning, and so next year I'm continuing the creation of a course around the book,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited about that. And then I've done a branding event with you, and I've got lots of little plans in the pipeline in the background that are happening bit by bit.
Uh-huh.
And for me, I feel like I'm really proud that I've achieved it. One of the biggest things I'm proud of is that I didn't just have the idea and I didn't just say I was going to write a book. I actually did it, and it actually went to bestseller. And it's actually a really good book that's really useful for people.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel really good that I did what I said I was going to do, which might sound underwhelming to some people. But for me, in terms of creating an actual physical book,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big thing, and it feels awesome.
Yeah. I don't know who would think that it was underwhelming. I don't know anybody who's not excited or thinks that it's a big deal. Even if it was a vanity book, people still are like, "Wow, you did that." And I know that you're being like super modest because I know that like you raised your prices.
I did. I did raise my prices, and then I raised them again.
Yay, Jay, for
Yeah,
raising your
and
prices. I remember that's the thing. And anybody who's on as well, we're heart centered entrepreneurs. We want to help people. And then we feel guilty because we charge people for our time. And especially as a healer in the specific niche that you're in, there are so many people that you want to help that it's easy to get into that, oh, you know what, I'm going to give this away for free. But there are so many things that you already do. You get on lives, you do meditations, like you do all sorts of clearings and things for free online in groups. You did that at my event. You just were like, hey, anybody want to do this? And we sat in a circle, and it wasn't like, oh, and by the way, slap over some money for it. So I want everybody to know that, just because you raise your prices and just because you're a heart-centered entrepreneur doesn't mean that you shouldn't get well paid for what you do, because what you do is so impactful, and there's plenty of things for people to get for free.
one of the biggest shifts I've had this year is that is respecting myself,
Mm-hmm.
respecting the 20 years, and like I can't even tell you how many thousands of dollars that I
Yeah.
put into my own training to be able to shift
Yeah.
people so quickly, to be able to know what someone needs, and to be able to help them through it, and be in a space where I can actually hold that energy and hold that difficulty that they're having.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while, but now I feel like I'm like moving on the other side of that, and I'm really grateful, because how can I create a business when I can't even sustain myself
Right.
because I'm trying to give everything away for free? It actually disrespects the work that I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't allow me to continue that long term, because I would get burnt out, and I would go and get myself a 9 to 5 day job because I wouldn't have worked out how to sustain myself. And if I'm honest, that's what I was doing for a long time, Vicky.
Yeah.
To be like, totally transparent with people,
Yeah.
for a long time, and it didn't work.
Yeah, you were working another job so that you could keep your prices so low that you couldn't sustain yourself. So you're burning yourself out helping people when you don't really need to do that. So I've seen you grow in confidence, raise your price, your sold out retreats, like hello, right? You went to what? How do you say it? Ibiza? Ibiza.
Ibiza, I was in Ibiza recently. We did a retreat last year in Portugal, and next year we're going to Cyprus. So I'm excited.
Woo! Exciting. And then you just got your latest course out on Udemy. It's not your first course, but I know you have that out on Udemy, and you're creating this course out of the book. And here's the thing too, the book is such an inexpensive thing that people can get so much help from, they can just, you know, go get your book as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well,
So Allison was asking what's the book, and that's why I put up the title there. So if she wants to go grab it, Allison, it is on Amazon, or I'm sure Jay could probably send you one from the UK if you wanted. So either way, just get in touch with Jay, and she'll let you know how you can get that. So let's see. Tell me what's up for 2019 for you now.
So the first thing that's up is I'm going to Miami in January for this Best Dating Coach convention, which is amazing.
Yes.
And so what I'm hoping is to tie that in with a book tour, because this year has been so super. It's been ridiculous how busy this year has been for me. I haven't even had time to do a book tour. It's crazy. So next year, I'm probably going to go to Miami, and then maybe I'll go to a couple of cities in the States and do a book tour. Then I'll come home and do some in London. And then I'm going to be launching a sexuality and love membership app for women. I'm going to be looking at tantra and female orgasm and pleasure and intimacy. I did some surveys with women, and they told me what they wanted. And that's what we're going to do. And then we've got the retreat, which is in June in Crete. And then I'm sure many other events coming up.
Awesome. So excited for all the things that are opening up for you. I mean, I think with a lot of people, like after they're done with their book, it like that confidence thing, you know, the boost in credibility, it just opens up so many opportunities. We got people like you said, these international book tours, getting on TEDx stages, getting paid to speak, getting features in magazines, getting seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. Like so many things happen out of the book that then help you to get those clients, which you have definitely needing to maybe double the price again in 2019.
My prices are going up in January because I'm getting to a point now where I'm at capacity. So now, I mean, it's a wonderful problem to have, but now I'm in the process of like, okay, I need to get some systems. I need to work out my pricing better. I need to work out these things because I'm growing and up level, and I can't do everything on my own anymore. It's not possible.
Oh, isn't that nice to hear? So proud of you. Okay, so in full transparency here, I want everybody to know that Jay is actually a one-on-one client, so she got extra support from me. But as a one-on-one client, she also was in my Easy Writer program in the community, able to ask questions and do things through the online program as well. So sometimes when we coached, I was able to say, Jay, you need to go back to module such and such, or this isn't a swipe file there, or there's a video or whatever, so that we could spend our time one-on-one on her specific things, and I didn't have to repeat myself on the things that were already in the Easy Writer course. But I want to tell you guys that Jay is an affiliate for the course. So if you're watching this because you're a fan of Jay, message her and find out what her affiliate codes are. Right now, before December 31st, there is $500 off of the Easy Writer program. So it's only $2,497 to get in on the full pay, or $482 on the 6-pay plan. So 6 times. Once a month, $482. I will tell you that as a one-on-one client, Jay paid much more than that.
But it was worth it. I would pay it again. I would pay it all again because I needed it. It's what got me to where I am. So it's worth it.
Oh, thank you. You give me heart back. So guys, there is a bonus of my story course right now, and there's also the DIY press release. The reason being is that when you do press releases, you might want to do a campaign of them. Now, I have motivation for you guys in this program in that if you get your book done and out in that first 5 months, then we go ahead and put a press release that announces your book and your program and you and your business, whatever, all that stuff, just like Jay had done, so you can get seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. The hugest bonus with this is that it's no longer just 3 months and 12 modules. So you get the bestseller plan, you get the seeding, the marketing, all that, like topic picking, structure your book, all that fun stuff, get it to bestseller guaranteed. But now we have month 4 through 7 where we talk about book funnel. We talk about creating a course out of your book if you want, leveraging for media and other speaking opportunities and things like that. And I bring in guest experts like a speaking coach, maybe I'll have a relationship coach, because guess what, guys? When your relationships are in good order, your business is in good order.
Let me tell you, if you don't get that sorted, it creates an issue.
It truly is. So many people I know, they struggle in business and then they find love, and all of a sudden their business just, woo. So I'm going to have guest experts to help you with your business in different areas, photography, graphics design, branding, all sorts of things like that, and office hours, just because I don't want to leave people hanging on the, okay, I have my best-selling book, now what? Yeah. Jay, because she was a one-on-one client, got the now what? And I see how much further she's gotten than some of the people who just have done their book and launched it. So that's why I added that second part of the bonus. So I'm super duper excited about all of that. So I'll put the link in the comments a little bit later. And gosh, Jay, what would you tell people? Because here, the two main things that people say is, I got too many ideas jumbled up in my head. They're all bouncing around. I don't know what to do with them. I have scraps of paper here and there about stuff that I want to write about. That's number one. The number two thing is, I don't know how I'm going to find the time. I just don't have the time. What would you say about those two things and how you got over them?
The first one is very clear, and it's get your ego out of the way and look at what is the most potent thing you can do that will serve. What do you know about the most that can serve other people? And that's what shifted me entirely. The trajectory of my book completely changed, because I realized I was writing what I wanted to write about, what I thought people would like. I'm sure they would, but it wasn't the most potent thing. The most potent thing I had to teach was how to overcome sexual abuse and how it affected different areas of your life. Mm-hmm. So that will clear a lot of other things up, because I could write about a lot of other things, and maybe I will, but the most potent thing was that. And then the second thing was about the time. Once you've got the clarity and the outline that Vicky gives you of how to structure the book, it actually becomes much easier than you anticipate. Mm-hmm. So if you are in a very, very horrendously busy life, you just set yourself 1 hour a week or 90 minutes in a week, and just make it a structured practice that's for you, and it's just 90 minutes in an entire week. Yeah. Do it on the same day at the same time, and just make it a habit. So you might do that once a week, or you might do that twice a week. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I love how you quantified that with the once a week or 1 hour, 90 minutes, or whatever it is, because let's just be real here. Every day, we probably waste enough time that if you gathered all that time up in a week, you would have enough time to write your book.
I bet if whoever's watching this, when you got out of bed in the morning, you didn't touch Instagram, you got yourself up and you went to your desk and you put a timer for 30 minutes instead of sat on Instagram scrolling, you get more done than you realize in a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you do that? Nicole just joined. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, sometimes I would just when I got to the point where I was like, this is getting finished, I would literally get up and I would just go for coffee, and I would sit my behind down at my desk. Yeah. And I'd be like, okay, this is the first bit that I'm going to do, because here's the thing, that I'd love to share.
Yeah.
Make it the first thing that you do, because otherwise, as you go through your day, you're going to be like, oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Just do it the first thing if you can, or the first opportunity that you get is the easiest way to do it.
Awesome. Thank you for the words of wisdom. All right, so if anybody is watching the replay later, I should have mentioned this as we went, but I was so into listening, I didn't say, hey, ask your questions. If you have questions, comments, anything like that, go ahead and drop them below, and if we need to, Jay and I will come back and answer those questions for you. Again, if you are watching this because you are a fan of Jay, make sure that you get your coupon codes from her. I'm going to put my coupon codes underneath. But if you are a fan of Jay's, make sure you contact her. I guess we could probably put your coupon codes down as well. And whoever decides, whoever they love more, whether it's me or whether it's Jay, use whoever's coupon codes to join Easy Writer. Like I said, the deadline's December 31st. I have put in the bit.ly link if you want to get details on the program. And there's an easy link for the coupon codes as well that I'll drop into the comments. All right. So thank you, Jay, for being on. I appreciate it. I know it's getting to wrapping up your day, and your side of the world is getting.
It's 4:45 in London.
Yeah. But thank you so much for sharing your time with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.